Okay. Ita Mexico, good day. It is Thursday, my favorite day of the week, the 2/7 of August 2020 in the lunar cycle Pakipis TsotsitHP when the choke cherries ripen. And kind of going into the later afternoon, thought I'd come down here for a little hike. I want to go up to the Muff, as it's called, one of the mountain bike trails, one of the steeper trails right down the center of the coulee below Heritage Heights, because there is a plant that grows a berry called Imatomahkat, which is the dog's foot. Sometimes the same word is used for a wild strawberry, but in this case I'm talking about fairy bell. Fairy bell is what they're called in English. They grow a really bright red berry, and that's one of the places in Lethbridge that I know it to grow, although I expect in most of these really dense coulee bottoms where you can't even hardly get in because the brush is so thick, you'll find it there as well. In any case, that's what I'm going to check out primarily. However, it is also baby snake season, so about halfway there we're going to stop off at a rattlesnake den and see what's shaking with the baby snakes, if there's any there. Haven't checked this den yet, and of course see what else is new. All right, let's do it. Check out this beautiful snake. I just started walking from where I made the introductory clip and crossing the trail. I think I saw the snake before it saw me. It might not even know that I'm here. It's still taking its time moving into the bush. Very nice, and I would consider that a good omen for today's journey. Suppose before we leave this west bank, because I'm kind of marching along, got a bit of a hike to do, I should note my perception of the reed growth this year, which I think is phenomenal. It's very nice. Lots of new bulrush stands. Well, not new, but thickened bulrush and cattail stands. We used to have a lot more cattail here. The beavers prefer it, I think, to the bulrush, and so now we got a lot more bulrush, but they'll love that. They use that too. So yeah, the wet meadows, because owing to how wet they were at the beginning of the season, are really nice right now, and probably there's a lot of mint out there. I should actually check if we have time today, go out there and pick a little mint. Here at the Beaver Lodge, you can see evidence of their enjoyment of the bulrush. I think if you look both at the lodge entrance, kind of to the right side of the lodge that's back behind, and if you look all over the left side of the scent mound that you see in the foreground, you'll see lots of bulrush stems that they've taken, brought there, eaten the bottoms off of, and left the top portions. Likely beavers. I mean, it could be muskrats too. You also see on the right hand side of the scent mound, down at the water's edge, a painted turtle. See him there? Of course, further down the way here, the edge of the south pool, the wide south pool, you have this very well known and well photographed turtle basking area. Now that's what I'm talking about. Gumweed on the shady side of the coulee. Still vibrant, still sticky. If only I had brought some clippers. Amazing cough medicine, this stuff is. Drink it as a tea, you know, clip off these flowering parts, dry them out as much as they'll dry. They're pretty sticky, resinous, and then just steep them in water. Cough medicine extraordinaire. I have to concede it's at least a semi-sublime experience still every time I see the Canadian Pacific Rail cross this bridge. It's such a crazy piece of architecture brought here to this crazy area of North America. The conjunction of a couple rivers here in so-called Lethbridge, where a lot of wild stuff has gone down. And imagine, even with humankind's massive demonstration of conquest over nature and its forces, imagine there are still rattlesnakes here, very close. Let's go see if they have their babies. One of the things I've never observed out here but would love to would be the hatching of bull snakes. I don't even know if they kind of stick around, because bull snakes are the one species out here that lay their eggs. And I kind of know where they lay them because I've observed neonate bull snakes making their way to the dens, which is part of how I was able to locate dens of bull snakes this year. Well, basically locate them. No hard and fast, this is the hole they go down, you know, but the area was a definite. Any case, I've never seen the hatching, or I've never come across like a ball of basking neonate bull snakes waiting for their first shed before they move to the den. And I don't know if they do that. That's what rattlesnake neonates do. They're born, they and their mother wait there for a time. Their mother, after a short period, departs, goes back to the den, and it's believed that she leaves. She kind of waits there until they're getting ready to shed, and then she leaves, and she leaves a pheromone trail for them to follow back to the den. That's what we, as far as we hypothesize, I think. Nobody's proved that. But that's the thing that makes sense with the evidence that we have. Now, bull snake babies are another story, because I have observed them making their way to the hibernacula for the winter, but their mothers must have departed way back in the beginning of the season, or some part in the season she laid her eggs. I'm assuming probably around the same time that the turtles lay theirs, so maybe in June-ish, around the time of the floods, you know. Lays her eggs, and then they don't hatch until, you know, around now. So I've never seen that. I don't know what the behavior is as compared to our plains garter snakes, prairie rattlesnakes, wandering garter snakes, the other species that are here, who all give live birth. In any case, we are coming close to the muff now. Maybe you can see with this camera in the distance Whoop Up Bridge, which is the main thoroughfare that I'm often crossing as I'm filming my way from the east to the west side of the river, when I'm going to go fetch snakes and such. And this is probably familiar territory to any of the long-time subscribers to my channel who recall when I lived here and this was my morning gym for workouts and such. We're almost to the muff. Let's go see if there's any fairy bell. Just kind of entering the muff, and have to be on heightened awareness because mountain bikers just stream through here at high speeds like that. Whoop. Yeah, exactly. But this is where you gotta go to get the imatoma cut. Suppose you don't have to go in the daytime if you want to make a night raid. See how well it's even grown. Oh, there we go. That's what we're looking for, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're looking for. Now the name, might as well go into this. It's got a lot of seeds. If you have young children in the room, you might want to exercise caution. I'm going to tell you a little bit about these berries and their oral history. And the name, imatamakat, which means dog's leg, dog's foot. But when we're saying like dog's leg, it's really a metaphor. Mohkat, the leg. It's like his lower member, you know. Mohkat. And so there's a Napi story where Napi is kind of the Blackfoot trickster, and he's watching some women and he's getting aroused, and they're out picking imataumakat. Now, they might have been picking wild strawberries. That's what I suspect from all versions of the story that I've heard told by elders. They just, in English they call them the strawberries, but these guys carry the same name. In any case, you can see, visually what I'm talking about. Napi ends up from a distance, extending his his manhood over to where they're picking and poking it up out of the ground, this little red tip that one of the women begins to pull. And eventually learns what's going on. We won't go into more detail. That's actually the abridged, rated somewhat G version of what happens in the outcome of that story. Any case, imataumakat. This is the berry that I'm here to collect a little bit of. Won't take them all, so if anybody's in the area and wants to try some of this berry, it's one of the kind of berries you have to really eat fresh. It doesn't last. Some things that grow don't last too long. Oh, Chelsea's on the line. Let's see what she wants. I might have to cut you off. Hello.
Hey, so they're swimming not till 8.
Oh, they're not going till 8?
Yeah, so we might as well do supper.
Okay, well, I'm up kind of in the... Well, I'm at my furthest point in the coulee to what I was going to go get these berries. So
okay.
I'll turn back and I'll pick up stuff on my way home.
Okay.
We can have dinner before they go.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
All right, see you soon.
See ya.
Bye.
There we have it. Dinner tonight. We are going to have... The kids have been asking for a couple of days for hamburgers. So we're going to have hamburgers. Chelsea and I can only eat the patties with maybe a tomato slice on it. Some yam fries, perhaps. And the kids can have the full shebang. And we'll have some berries for later. Imataumakat. By the way, if you're interested at all in the traditional plant foods and medicines of the High Plains Blackfoot territory, and especially if you live here, you might want to check out the Facebook or Instagram accounts of both Star Crop-Eared Wolf and Janny Redgun, who are younger people really thoroughly engaged now in learning and to use the plants, and they're documenting it, and it's beautiful. I love it. So yeah, if you're into that, they're two of the younger people whose pages I've been following all summer and just thoroughly enjoying their harvest season. And you can go back and take a look at some of that and catch what's coming in the next few months, next few moons, before the cold comes. Man, it's nice out here today. All right, I've hiked my way back now to Sspopiikimi and the east end, the wet meadows, where, look at this. You have this beautiful array of rusty colored seed pods on the wild licorice plant that's growing here. And wild licorices are one that I've really enjoyed. I'm a licorice fan. The mice love these. They feast on these all winter, and I'm sure in the coming winter I'll show you each one of these little burrs. Sspopiikimi. has several seeds in it. It's the root of this plant that tastes like licorice. And I suppose, since we were talking about it back there at the Sspopiikimi, maybe we should mention this. For us men, the wild licorice, as well as Sspopiikimi, the licorice root that's used by powwow singers, it's not good for what should we say? So it's just not beneficial to males. Let's see. Look at this. This is so lush. I'm trying to get in here to take a look and see what kind of mint situation we have. Actually, I have a specimen here. Look at this already. I think we're going to get into some wetness, but look at this. This is a little bit of our wild mint, which everybody makes tea with. I'm sure just out here it's growing very big. I'm gonna collect it, not now because as you heard, Chelsea's kind of waiting for me to go fetch dinner, so I've been hiking back. But I did want to show this wet meadows. Look at this. It's just, we have cattail growing out here just at the edge of the forest main, which was certainly not the case last year or the past decade prior. You know, we got a lot of wetness in here this year, and that was good for this space. There's a lot of interesting plants out here worth harvesting, not just the mint but also the cattail. But as for the mint, boys, I hate to break it to you, all of the common traditional plants that you guys are consuming, well, not all of them, but licorice root stuff and mint stuff, use that stuff as a perfume, perhaps. I mean, if you're a young guy, very like teenage young guy, you know, use some of that licorice root as a runner. That's how it used to be used. It was like the runner, like this particular licorice root, the yellow root, for the buffalo runners. But in general, mint, licorice, not so good for the guys, as far as I've come to understand. Not that I don't have mint tea. I had some just like 2 nights ago. But guys, don't overdo it. Just saying. You know, I know there's a good crowd probably that watch my videos that are in the traditional lane of Blackfoot practices, and all of this stuff is part of it, and it's good. You know, I just ate some. I just put some in my mouth. I love it. But don't overdo it. That's all I'm saying for the boys. Alright, just a quick look at the river here. The end of this trek. Just down there where you see it kind of coming together in a stream. I took the kids. That was me and Belle's spot to kind of slide in the rapids, so I took the kids the other day out there, and they just loved it. Had a great time, and we went swimming afterward in this kind of calm pool. It's a good time. Maybe I'll end this video with a few of those clips, since I don't have anywhere particular to leave them, unless I do a kind of an end of August thing, but who knows. Anyway, learned a few things today, didn't we? off to go have dinner.
Okay, let's go. It's a race.
Ryan, how about we be on teams? You guys run! What is that? I'm gonna pick it up. I caught it. Bye-bye.
Deeper, deeper.
Feeling now.
Now it's like up to my chest.
You want to show how deep I can go?
Mm-hmm.
I went pretty deep.
That's wicked.
It's way better in my shoes. You just see my shoes. What you this time you see my feet. In that waterfall, it pushed us.
I know, that was fun, hey? I like using that little slide. Hey, Cody girl. Hey, Mr. Reed. Yeah, are you floating?